Recording. All right.
Right.
So we're here with Hellfizzle Jim and Golden Titan. And we're gonna, do our first little podcast through Hellfizzle Productions. And I think we're gonna name this the Golden Way podcast. Through Golden Titan with the Hellfizzle Jim Productions. So
Absolutely.
this is gonna be our first run, and so I think we're gonna just start talking about some video game updates and maybe some movie updates, and just kind of go through it and see what's good, get some intro, some reactions with Hellfizzle over here, and see what he thinks about it. So I think the first one I would want to drop down is Blizzard releasing the resurrected Diablo 2 game.
Yes.
So what they have done is took the old Blizzard 2 Diablo 2 game
Hmm.
and have decided to put new graphics into it. Make it the
The,
same old story, but everything retrofitted to modern graphics.
making it look fucking beautiful.
Making it
Making
look
it look fucking beautiful.
amazing. I want to say it's probably on par with Diablo 3 graphics.
Okay.
And I'm super excited. It's for console and PC cross progression.
Oh.
Right. So now we can just everyone play together, which I think is a
That is
beautiful
true.
thing.
Yep.
They're having all the same old characters. You got your assassin, you got your sorceress, your druid, your necromancer,
I'll
the
have my
barbarian.
bone necro back out there for sure.
I'm really excited to go with the sorceress and the assassin and
Hmm.
the druid. The druid has always been my kind of meteor fall clutch with some bear,
Yes.
werebear,
Meteor falls, dude. Meteor
dude.
falls.
Yeah. So I was super excited to see this. I don't know if you've even seen it yet, Jimmy.
I
So
have heard. I haven't seen any trailers. I haven't watched any footage of it
okay.
yet. So,
Yes, the
but
footage is out there over on Blizzard. So
okay.
when everybody has a chance, go take a look at it. They even show you the lineup of the old with the new. So you can see what exactly
Comparison.
it really changed with the character fights, some of the character moves and animations, and just the overall background of it all. I'm super stoked. Me and you have always been the Diablo lovers. So
Oh,
with
since
them
Diablo one.
remaking this, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's
No, I'm.
really exciting.
It's an exciting time right now for a lot of video game culture and like just games in general. Man, there's a lot of good games that are on the board that are supposed to be coming out this year, as well as like you brought up, before and stuff like that. We're gonna be talking about it later on in the segment, but the new MK fucking trailer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
dude, bro, chills, man. I watched it. I watched it this morning again, and it was just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You get the feel of, oh, this is where we needed to be with the movie for MK. But that's a little bit later. I want to bring that out a little bit later. But
yes.
what are your thoughts on this Diablo? Are you going to be now getting it? You going to be trying
Oh
to
yeah.
get it because now it's on console, and I know you're a big PS4. So you
Yeah,
see that
dude.
going to be coming in?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I might get it on multiple consoles to be honest, man.
Yeah.
I might get it for because I plan my plan is to like soon be streaming on PlayStation 5, the new
Hmm.
Xbox and PC eventually. So like
Okay.
at that rate, I mean, although it is cross progression, so I mean, I should be able at that rate, I should be able to actually play the same account on all systems, which would be
Yeah.
kind of
Hopefully
cool.
you can have your necromancer be able to pass through all the
Hmm.
consoles, but maybe, or you might have to start a whole new character. We don't know.
Either way, though, man, that's part of that is part of my love for that game is like that like building the tune and fucking min maxing your stat. Like just like this is my guy. Even though you might have a meta build, it's your guy. Like
Hmm.
it's your
Hmm.
guy.
And it's
Like
how you run them. It's the moves you use and everything. Oh yeah. One thing I'm really excited for is just being able to go to the old old classic acts and be able to just, with that character that you've loved so much, just be able to just run through it. And
Resurrect them, bring them
I
back.
know a lot of people are going back and playing the old version right now, just getting ready for it. So, my heart's out to those people getting ready for it. I feel you. I'm excited for it. They haven't really dropped the release date yet when they're gonna do it, but it's coming up. It's coming soon. So I'm pretty stoked for it. I'll try to keep more of the updates on it, you know,
Definitely, man. Definitely.
live and ready for us, so that way we can just spread all that goodness. And so
All
this
that good.
all that good. Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing, another Blizzard thing, is that they just released the Rogue character for Diablo 4. So it's a new character coming out, and it's
Ooh.
called Rogue. Now, from the videos I've seen of it,
Are you
it
saying rogue with a G or just
mm,
rogue
no, Rogue,
with a G?
like
Gotcha.
with the G. Yes. So I don't know if they're doing the assassin, but they are doing a mix of, it seems like the demon hunter from 3 and the assassin from 2, and mixing them together into a rogue type character
Generalized, more of like a generalized rogue
where you can
class.
use, from the videos I've seen, you can use the bow and you can use melee combat in a combo type of fight scenario. So you could do a dashing strike, it seems like in the video, where you can hit some of the enemies, and then you can turn around and then do some arrow moves on top of that. So now you're kind of versatile in both. You don't have to just have one weapon and then maybe switch out for another one and change up all your skills and all your abilities. Seems like maybe they can be versatile in both,
Okay.
which is kind of a really cool, interesting aspect.
Yeah,
It
like sort of setting up builds like they have in WoW, sort of like you have like your like you can have like different already set like you'll have your tanking fucking set, then you'll have your fucking what I mean, like when it comes to skill
mhm.
sets. Do they still have that in WoW? Like it's been a while since I played,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
they still have the offsets and the where you're gonna have your healing set and then you're gonna
yeah,
still have your you know melee set, but this seems like it's more incorporated together where
gotcha.
you don't actually have to switch the weapons now. It looks like more like maybe you can just have both weapons there and be able to use them within that same combo and be able to just build some really cool move sets for your own character specialized, you
That
know?
is awesome.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That is super cool. Like super
yeah.
cool, actually.
And it seems like they've redone some of the animations. So like in Diablo 3, some of the volley would just come straight down and that was it. Seems like this one kind of just goes in an arc cone and goes outwards, which is
Okay.
kind of really cool because now, when you're in those high dungeon areas, you got like over 100 mobs right in front of you.
Yeah.
It'll be so great to just have something that just pushes back
Just
with
Moses that shit. Just
right, yeah, just part that Red Sea up in there, the sea
blood.
of blood,
Sea of blood.
so it looks really cool, looks really delicious. It still kind of has that same aspect of brutality and just maliciousness from your own character, just going out and just spilling the blood of demons. So
Killing them
I'm
just
really
straight up totally
excited for that.
badass.
Yeah, and this is a really cool character. She comes kind of from a background of thieves and rogues, and it looks like she was maybe a type of bounty hunter or whatnot, where she would cut the ears off of her bounty hunts and then hand it to the priest in the video. If you
That's
haven't
bounty hunting, dude. That's bounty hunting in
Right.
Diablo.
So if
Sounds
you
just
haven't
spooky.
seen the video, it is really, really interesting. Blizzard always does really cool cinematics with,
Oh
the
yeah.
Diablo. So I would definitely check it out. It's kind of the first little background story of this
Deep story.
character.
Okay.
And, so I'm just really excited for that. That was really cool that they dropped down, because we're Diablo lovers, we're excited for this new remastered edition of Diablo 2, and here comes, some more about the other one that's about to come out,
Hmm.
you know.
Well,
We
dude,
still
I almost forgot about that. Not forgot about the new Diablo, but they I don't think they've released any other trailers since the first one where it's like the
No,
adventure
so
party
this
getting
is the
sacrificed.
right,
Yeah.
right. So, going into that whole big cinematic of it first being dropped, with the new Hell Demon thingy that looks just crazy sick, where she has all the demon helm and everything and just looks like a badass. And you're just like, wow. So to see another video of it kind of coming out, it's kind of putting into the motion of where we're going to be at with this game. And so it looks really dark, really, full of malice, and not as bright and fire and brimstone as number 3, a little bit darker than this. So I'm kind of excited really to see where it's going to go.
Me
I'm
too,
excited
honestly.
for more of the character reveals to come out, to see who we get to play with. So it was really cool to see this one. I'm really excited to see the next one.
Me too,
And
honestly.
I'm
I'm sure they're gonna do more character showcases too at that point, man. If they've
oh,
done
I
them
hope
already, they're
so.
going to. They're gonna have to. They have
Yeah. I
to.
mean,
they're gonna
but it
have to.
also gets to really put into perspective of how many characters,
Mhm.
so far, one, we only had, what, 3 characters. 2, we had 6. This one we have, I think, this last 3, I think we had just about 6 or 7.
It was like
A barbarian,
there's the barbarian, the
the
witch hunter,
cruise,
or the
the
demon hunter,
witch,
the witch doctor,
the monk,
the
the
monk,
wizard,
the
and
wizard,
then we had the
and then there was
crusader
the
come out.
crusaders of 6. And
So
then I don't think that was any. I don't think there was any more after that.
yeah, I don't think there was any
The
more after
crusader
that.
was the paladin for 3.
Essentially, but it's still
Or the
very
monk was
different in
actually.
its own ways. Was very different in its own ways.
Oh yeah, no, I made a Crusader, man. I love playing the Crusaders, dude. They're so much fun.
What I'm really looking forward to, and it might just be me. I know there might not be a lot of lovers of it out there, but the hardcore mode was my personal favorite in the Diablo 3 section. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that for the 2
Oh,
Resurrected
they have to.
or for the number 4, because it
Oh yeah.
was just to have that one character, and it was life or death. If you messed up in any way, you are over. All
Hmm.
right. So that was one of the most challenging aspects of it that I really enjoyed. Was, can we make it all the way, beat this whole entire game and not die?
And
Like,
that's the thing too,
whoo,
man. You get to like
whoo.
Act 6 or Act 7, and you're starting to get
I think
complacent
I've
because you're
I've
doing
lost
it.
more fingers and toes in count of how many characters I've had to re-roll, just
Hundred
because
percent,
like 20
100%.
20 mobs just came around me and just annihilated me. So if they put this in, the number 2 or number 4, I'm really excited for that. I think it would be really cool, you know. So it's kind of exciting to see what they're gonna do with these. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm gonna try to keep as much of an eye on this as possible, and try to give us the latest on any piece of information that comes out.
Hell yeah, dude. I look forward to it, bro. I really
Right,
do.
right. So
I mean, it's gonna be a blast of a fucking game, dude. There's just no way it can't be. I mean, I remember Diablo 3 thinking to myself like, oh man, like they changed it so much, and like, edgy fucking teenager. Then like fucking
and,
next thing
and
I
a
know,
lot of
bro.
people didn't like it. A
Yep.
lot of people were like, I'm not with this. This is too different. This isn't really going with the play style that it's always been. And then the expansion came out, Reaper of Souls, for number 3. And wow, did that change the dynamic of it. It went
Yeah.
back to the old dark, kind of morbid, you don't despair, depression, you don't know if you're going to make it out. You're like, man, I hope so. And it really brought it back. I think a lot of people kind of fell back in love with it after Reaper of Souls came out. The story was amazing.
Yep.
It really went with it, kind of just kept it along that, with the angels and how nefarious they were, and how just overzealous they were, and just kind of just, we'll
Dude, the
kill
fact
you.
that you play as a Nephilim is fucking tight.
Oh,
Like that alone
absolutely.
is fucking cool. Like
A Nephilim, half angel, half human. You know, it kind of wants to play in the background of maybe the story of how you got to even be the Nephilim. You know, it's just that whole thing was just a really, really good bringer backer of the good classic Diablo kind of feel. So
100%.
yeah, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
perfectly agree with you on that. You know, number three was kind of okay until they brought out that expansion.
Which was it, dude? It's a blasty blast, man. Like that expansion alone is worth getting the game for just for that last act. Like
Oh,
it's really fun. It's really
mm-hmm,
fun.
mm-hmm. I wish
And
they kind of really did more with it, or maybe added a second or a third act with that, just that expansion alone. It would have been really cool. But you know, that's why my high hopes for, you know, Blizzard coming out with this number four is going to be awesome. Because what what is this going to be of? You know, how many acts? What's this story going to consist of? Where are we at in all of it? You know,
yeah,
are
like
we going to see Tristan again? Are we going to start out there? Where is it going to be?
Well, isn't the chick that they summon in the trailer for the new one? Isn't she the? I can't think of her name. Wasn't she the chick that you help out at the beginning of the third Diablo? You know what I'm talking about? You meet her in the beginning. Isn't that her?
I don't know. Are you talking about the
Decker Kane's like
Miriam, the lady with the cart that you have to kind of go save?
no. Decker
Okay.
Kane's like daughter or like
Mm,
stepdaughter. You know what you know who I'm talking
yes.
about.
Yeah.
She in the very beginning of Diablo 3. I know she goes along through the entire thing, but
Yeah.
I swear that when I saw the trailer for the new game, that when they were saying this demon bitch's name, that it was her name. I just can't think
Oh,
of it right now off the top of my head. But I'm like,
maybe I'll have to
maybe.
go back and check on that. Maybe we can get some of our fans to go back and check and give us a heads up on that and see what's good. You know,
Yep.
hopefully get some perspective on where this story might be going and heading. That would be pretty
That would
cool.
be absolutely cool. Or just let us know your guys' theories and stuff like that. Like we're
Yeah.
fully into conspiracy theories, to be honest. Like I know I
Okay.
am. So like coming up with bullshit theories is kind of like my thing.
Yeah,
So
getting those latest rumors out, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah, no. So we're finally at that point that you really wanted to talk about. We're we're Mortal Kombat is finally making a movie after I don't know how many years. It's got to be early 2000s since they made that Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie. So,
Yeah, it's actually been fuck, dude. It's been
very
easily been
long.
10, easily been a decade.
Hmm.
Like easily
Yeah,
been a decade.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that movie didn't even come out on DVD. It was VHS, son. That's how long ago that movie was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to see, you know, the where this is going. You know, it's R-rated, which means that there might be some language, there might be some carnage, there might just be some massacre and blood everywhere.
Oh,
And
dude. I mean, spoiler alert, guys, but like my favorite fucking part of that fucking trailer was when they had Sub Zero do a like faux fatality on fucking Scorpion, and he like stabs him with his sword, his dagger, puts his dagger away, freezes the blood coming out of fucking
and then
Scorpion, and then
just
stabs
stabs
him with
him
it,
with it.
dude.
Oh, you're like, oh.
It's
So that
like,
is one of the things I'm really excited for is the choreography of the martial arts in this movie. I think they're gonna have to go really big in this. And I
yes.
think they went really big in this. I'm really excited. Some of the big time actors in this are some people that have done some great choreography in other films or
Mhm.
series. You know, so I'm totally stoked for this. Another scene that I
Cool, man.
absolutely loved was seeing Scorpion kind of without his mask, you know,
Are you
seeing
kidding?
how he's going about, you know, him just putting on the rope with the kunai and just going ham. I thought that was just splendid. You
Apparently
know,
that fight's long too. Apparently that's supposed to be like from the director's cut that I was watching. The director was like, "Yeah, no, it's like in the beginning scenes, and it's a good length fight." I'm like,
yeah, yeah. So watching that director's one where he kind of just breaks down that the whole official trailer,
"Mhm."
you know, knowing that he's really going into how Scorpion even started
Yes,
in the beginning of this movie. is really exciting. A lot of us kind of have already known it from, watching and knowing all of this, but to
Games.
actually just see them finally put that into film is gonna be cool. Is gonna be just so awesome, and
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
I'm glad that they've decided to show some of the like
Mhm.
origin timelines for a lot of the characters
Mhm.
rather than just going, we all know that this is an established fucking brand. Fuck it, we're just gonna start them off in some battle and like hope that the fans are hope that non-fans are able to figure out what the fuck's going on rather than being like, cool. So the reason why Jax has two fucking mechanical arms is because they were ripped off by Sub-Zero. Cool, like this and that, like you know what I mean? Like just like
Yeah.
cool little fucking. I like that. I don't know. I think that was a solid choice. And for a video game movie, I have not been more excited for a fucking video game movie in
Right.
like fucking ever, dude. Like fucking ever.
Same here. Same here.
I'm
And
so
forever.
stoked.
And forever. So this is one of the cool things. The director even said, there's a lot of different ways that Jax lost his arm, and he's just gonna put it in the movie that it's gonna be Sub-Zero doing it this time.
Mm-hmm.
He acknowledges that there's different ways that it's been done, and he's just hoping that the audience will just accept it. And I'm more than willing to accept it. I think it's going to be a great fight scene. I think it's going to be epic. I hope that in the movie Jax tries to get some revenge on that, and to see that fight come out would be just just awesome. you know Being able to just see some of these fight scenes, I'm really excited for. The new characters coming out, Cole and Kung Lao. Even though I think Kung Lao has kind of already been in the video games before.
He's an OG. Kung Lao's an OG for sure, but they've never put him in any of the movies.
Right, right, and that's one of the things I've noticed is that they're actually bringing one of the video game characters into it, and that's kind of really exciting because some of us know his move sets, and so to see him actually hopefully perform them, in this film is just, oh, it's gonna be glorious.
100%.
The director even said jokingly, like, this movie's gonna be brutal. And you know what? We're hoping for those brutalities. We're really hoping for those brutalities. We're really hoping for the violence. You know, I've always been a fan of these fighting games, so to see them, some of them, just finally be able to be on film, it's just a dream come true. Dream come
100%.
true.
I mean,
You know.
I will say this. I don't know if, and not to change the subject too far, but we'll bring it right back. I'll bring it right back. But like the OG Street Fighter movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that with John Claude Van Damme.
The old one, yeah.
So good though, dude. Fucking
Get
Blanca's in it.
Bison in it and yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a
So
lot of fun when they
that
did
was
that.
definitely, but it doesn't age well. Go if you watch it back now. It is embarrassing almost. You're like, oh.
Yeah,
But that's why I'm so excited for this new one because I'm like, all right, cool. Like it looks like they're finally taking it kind of like semi seriously,
yeah,
and they want to have a. I'm hoping that they want to try to like reformat and reinvigorate that brand as a. Cause even the old Mortal Kombat movies were fucking great. Like they were fucking great. Like they were
hmm
fun. They were super fun to watch. But
oh yeah. There was stuff that you would not be able to get now.
yeah,
And so now that they're finally doing it, and knowing that the audience just wants it, all the fans need it, especially through this pandemic, we will gravitate towards it. It's just gonna happen, and I'm so excited for it.
me too.
It's welcoming. It is very welcoming to have that come in. You know,
100%. 100%.
though
It's
you did
exciting
make
to
up a
see.
good point earlier, and I have to bring it up. I didn't see no Johnny. Where's
Dude,
Johnny?
where the fuck is Johnny Cage?
Where hashtag where's Johnny in this Mortal
Hashtag
Kombat?
motherfucking where the
Where
fuck
is
is Johnny?
Johnny? Where is
God
Johnny? I
damn it,
hope he's
man.
in this movie. I'm kind of excited to see where he's gonna be in this movie.
Although, no, yeah, because they have Sonya. They have Sonya
They have Sonya, they
they've
have
got
Jax.
Jax. They've got
You even saw Liu Kang in it, so
John. Yeah, Well,
You
because I know that
saw
the newer
some of
games.
the old ones, so I'm excited to see where they're putting, if they're gonna even put it, or are they gonna stick with Annihilation where Johnny did possibly die?
He did die in Annihilation. You're right on that.
Yeah. So are they
Ooh.
gonna keep up with that, or are they gonna bring him back? That is a good question that I really wanted to bring up.
Well, that's the thing is in the new, I haven't played. I'll say this, guys. I'll state it right away. I haven't played the new Mortal Kombat games yet,
I have been lacking
but
too.
but I will say that I've been looking up a lot of like in doing like a little bit of research for today's cast and stuff like that. Like I was looking up a lot of information on it, and I know that right now in the games canon, the Johnny Cage character is actually his daughter, the daughter that he had with Sonya. So him and Sonya had it, and Sonya's in the game, and Johnny's in the game as well. But Johnny's in the game from like it's like a Terran time, where he shows up in like his like OG like
Interesting.
sparkly fucking jacket and shit like that,
Right, that
and he has to fight his
thriller
daughter.
jacket in black or whatever.
Yep, yep. And well, like the way you find him is
Movie
like he's
set
like
Johnny.
yeah, exactly. It's movie set Johnny. It is movie set Johnny. But like in the story, from what like I was picking up on it, his daughter's like she like is like having to travel through time or some bullshit, and at one point she gets thrown into a fucking like cage fight in this like back alley place, and the guy that she has to fight is Johnny. And then that's the
Oh,
fight that you end up doing is
your own Faja.
your own
Yeah.
Faja, exactly. And like I guess, I don't want to give too much away about it, but it's actually like a really touching and good fight because like apparently he's just like, all right, let's like give him a show. Like he's aware of who she is at this point for some reason, and he's just like, let's just give her a good show, and she just starts beating the fuck out of him. He's like, body shots, please, not in the face. But
Not the
I won't go into
moneymaker. Not the
any more detail on
moneymaker.
it. But yeah, exactly. But it's definitely they've added a lot. Like I kind of want to get the new Mortal Kombat game simply due to the fact that like from what I've been seeing, there's full stories for every character that you play through. Like you have a full storyline connected to
Mm-hmm.
each of the main
Mm-hmm.
characters and stuff. So I'm like, that's interesting. Like, because I do love it as a fighting game. I always have. I've played it since it was in the arcade. But to actually like see cinematics and see the actual lore and story behind everything, that right there is fucking that to me is like I'm a lore word, dude. Like I love
Mm-hmm.
the story behind shit.
I
Like
love that story driven stuff.
mhm.
Yeah.
Recently
Yeah.
on League of
Especially
Legends, man,
on.
like my streams have been primarily me listening to codex entries, which basically just is like backstory on the game that you'll never fucking unless you sat there and listened to the codex entries, you'll never actually know any of that storyline. 90% of the time when I was playing the game, I was like, oh, I'm just just flying through the galaxy and like whatever, there's factions here and there, but whatever, it's like that. But then now I've learned, I'm like, oh, the leader of the Federation's fucking like immortal. He like figured out how to make himself immortal and like all kinds of shit. And like it's like,
Well,
oh wait, what?
kind of is it an advanced civilization that's flying around in space? They
Mhm.
might have some androids that might think of some stuff.
Right, just a robot, just
Ah,
leading the human
yeah.
race.
Well, that's the one thing that I think that I'm a little backwards on is that a lot of people are scared about, this artificial intelligence and all that stuff and, you know, Terminator and Skynet. But the way I look about it is I really want an R2D2 and a C3PO. I really
Mhm.
do. And those guys were artificial intelligence. They did kind of, especially R2, and a lot
Oh,
of this
R2.
Star Wars universe, he had intelligence. He was doing things based off of his own feelings.
Yes.
Like, let's be real, his feelings.
Yes,
Like
100%.
that little robot felt things. And that's not a bad thing to me. I want a little robot that's my ride or die. Like to have a little C3PO or BB-8 unit that's your ride or die that'll just go with you everywhere.
Hmm.
Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? I
I
want that.
absolutely want that.
Right?
Dude,
I want
I want a
to.
little ball robot that's got. I'll be honest, I don't like BB-8 that much, but I will say, if I had a small ball robot that was able to like shock the shit out of people around me, I would totally fucking want that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
dude,
defense little
start up
defense
your
robot.
car for you. do all the like, hey, BB-8 unit, can you go look up this? It's like Alexa, but it follows you and just kind of just kicks it with you.
Just
You're
chills.
almost always have a friend.
That's
So,
actually, yeah, that'd be actually fucking
yeah,
tight.
right. Right. That's why I was like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it with this whole Terminator thing. I'm kind of excited. Kind of excited. So, one little thing about that I had to just get off my chest, you
No,
know.
dude, I feel that.
Like I would want an R2D unit. So go with it, Elon Musk. Make me an R2D2 unit so I can have the homie. I want that homie. Everyone wants that homie.
Everybody wants that fucking helmet.
They don't realize how great that of a homie that would be.
I agree. I mean, the thing is like, I mean, it's just, I mean, let's just be honest. We're not going to stop progressing AI. It's going to happen. So like, there's really no point in fighting it.
No, so
There's
let's just get
none.
the
Like,
cool
there's just
things. Let's
none.
just get the cool things that we've seen in the sci-fi, you know.
Resistance
There
came
was
out.
one thing I heard about, and I I believe it to be true because of the people that I can't remember off the top of my head who said it.
Mhm.
But warp drive. Do you know how we got that?
Mhm.
Star Trek. Star Trek literally created that, and now we are trying to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
the movies, the director of Star Trek was like, "Hey, I got a warp drive." Everyone else was like, "What's that?" And the scientists were like, "We can make that." And then they tried.
Field of dreams, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So
like,
we can do stuff based off of sci-fi because we are that awesome. So
mhm.
I want that R2D unit. I want C3PO to go with me and to go with me to another country and be able to speak the language so I don't mess things up.
100%. I
you
mean, they
know?
technically, I mean, they've got a, I forget what it's called. Maybe they literally called it the Babelfish, but like it's like a fucking earpiece that you can put in your ear, and it in real time translates different languages for you.
I've seen that. I've seen that. You said Babelfish like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's what it is. It's a Babelfish, man. It's exactly just. Suddenly, you're just like, I completely understand every language
I
in the world.
can speak Mandarin. I can, speak Swahili and stuff. That would be ideal. That
That'd be so
would be
fucking tight.
ideal.
That'd be tight as fuck.
I'm using a couple of apps that are kind of helping me with that. So we'll see how far I can get with it. But
Yeah, I was a
you
chef.
know,
I was a chef that didn't. I can understand Spanish. I can't speak it very well, and so like I Google Translate became like my favorite thing in the world. It's like, well, I also ran a kitchen that didn't. Nobody spoke English, so it was like kind of a perfect storm. Where I was like,
gotta
I gotta
gotta
come
learn
work.
some stuff.
We gotta figure this out. So only thing is
Adaptability,
that training new
adaptability.
employees. Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, like the issue was just that training new employees was
Kind of tough.
time consuming, dude. It take me
Kind of
45
tough.
minutes to fucking explain something because we're having to pass a phone back and forth the whole time. I got it
Hmm.
down pretty well by the end, but I still
Especially
find
in
that.
cooking those measurements and learning how to say that in Spanish and stuff. Woo,
I
woo.
mean, you get kitchen Spanish pretty quick, but like I wanted to be able to like fluently have conversations with my staff
Hmm.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, ask them how everything's going. Make sure that they're okay in their life. As
A
the
thousand
head chef,
percent,
you
dude.
got to
I mean
make
that
sure.
shit's important to me, bro. Like I had a
Hmm.
chef before. He would tell me basically I'd come into work and be like, hey buddy, like how's the shift been? Like he'd be there all morning and then I'd be I was the sous chef, so I was there. I covered basically all night. And how's the shift been? No joke, dude. Just like chef doesn't have time for stories right now. Is your mise ready? Is your station set up? And I'm like, bro, I still have my bag on my shoulder and I'm at the door still. Like, let's have a realistic fucking expectation here, okay? All right, it's not like it's my first day ever cooking, and I'm just trying to be a nice guy here. But if you'd like to act like that, but that helped me learn, or that taught me that I never ever wanted to treat any of my kitchen crew like that. Because I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
I
you
straight
just
up, this
don't
guy.
want to treat anybody like that,
No,
really.
yeah, I mean, in general, like treat people the way that you want to be treated. Show people
Hmm.
respect.
Absolutely. I always try to treat people with love. Everybody, because that's the way I want to be treated.
And And that's
So
honestly part of my reasoning. Like when people tell me, they're like, "Oh yeah, Gordon Ramsay, this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, he's a fucking intelligent chef. But he also kind of like almost ruined business. Like when it came to like because of him making it quite clear and okay to act like that because his chef was like that and behind closed doors, but he became a fucking huge success. But he also became a success for being known of he was trained that way from his chef, so of course he acts like that with his chefs as well. I don't. I've never. Every time I've worked for a chef that's like done the Gordon Ramsay route of being a fucking chef, every single time I'm like, cool, I can learn a lot from you, but I don't want to, and I don't, and then I walk away because I'm like,
yeah,
you're
I
wasting my
mean,
time. Like
not a
you're
lot of
wasting
people
my
want to
time.
be
I'm here to learn.
disrespected at work while you're trying to
No,
make money, trying to, feed, your family, trying to feed your loved ones,
yeah,
trying to just keep yourself stable. You don't need that super duper stress of perfection.
100%, dude. And that's the thing too is like a lot of people sit there and they're like, oh yeah, the sous or the head chef, blah blah blah. It's like no, the sous chef is actually doing all of the work. But like I'll say it, like I was a head chef before I fucking tried to start doing video games streaming again and streaming video games and starting up this channel. And I mean, it's true though. Like you end up coming to a point where you don't have the capacity to maintain everything that you need to be maintaining, as well as being a full kitchen manager and or possibly like restaurant manager. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Hmm.
impossible. So you end up putting all of the tedious shit on your sous chef, but then in turn it turns out that your sous chef's actually doing all the cooking for you because they're doing all the preparation and all you're doing is basically just being the face. And
Running that thing,
dude,
you
it didn't
know?
quite. I mean, I liked it. I liked the title, but that's really about all I liked about it. I felt like I wasn't cooking anymore. I felt like I wasn't doing any of that shit. I don't even know why I'm ranting about this. My bad, dude. I totally just fucking ran off on the side right there, dude. I'm gonna back the fuck
That's
up.
all right.
I'm
That's
gonna back the
okay.
fuck up. Oh.
No, you don't have to. It's our podcast and we get to talk about anything, you
That's
know?
true. That's true.
And
I
it's
mean,
really
it's
important for I think our fans to know that, we even deal with struggles, in our
oh yeah,
daily
man.
lives,
I've
and
been
why it's okay to change certain things,
yep.
de-stress yourself, don't hurt yourself. We got this one life to live.
I
Do what makes you happy. And if that didn't make you happy, don't do it.
but
Don't do it.
there's I mean there's a part of me that made me happy, but I realized like, dude, I've got so many health issues now, and I'm only 30. You know what I mean? And those health issues were my fault, but they were my fault due to
High
having
levels
this
of stress.
having this mentality of like I must always be reaching perfection, and if I'm not reaching perfection, I would beat myself down for days. I would like if I came up with an idea for a dish and tried to quick story, like when I was working over at R10 as the one of the head grill chefs over there, for fucking Valentine's Day, I was gonna run I was trying to run my signature filet mignon dish. It's a baby. I call it the baby bourbon filet mignon, which is just like it's like creamy blue cheese, eviscerated filet mignon that's been marinated in a like brown sugar bourbon herb mix for like a day. Like fucking just backseal that shit. Um, Cut the side open, stuff it with gorgonzola blue cheese, wrap it with some thick cut black pepper seasoning bacon, fucking sear, fucking little bit of crumbled blue cheese on the top, throw it in the oven for a second to get a nice little melt on that, and then serve that shit on like a horseradish crema.
Mm,
Mm.
And I gotta say that blue cheese steak you made me that one time. Ooh, so I know
that was
you know
it.
your blue cheese and
That
your
was it.
steaks. Like, oh, it's
So, but
delicious,
of course
delicious.
though, I'm going into it with like big dick energy, you know. I'm like, I got this. I've got this. And I prep everything. Day comes up. I'm supposed to serve it to my chef uh, in front of the whole kitchen, so everyone's gonna try it because I've been fucking talking it up.
Mhm.
Cook it, taste it. Realize I forgot to cook the alcohol off before I put it in the marinade, so it literally tasted like just pure alcohol. It was disgusting. It didn't happen. Let's just say we didn't run that special at all. And the kicker there is like, but that's the thing is like that was just a fucking dish for Valentine's Day that maybe people were gonna order, maybe people weren't. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. That's the thing I've
I
realized.
don't know.
And at the
Think
time, I was like thinking suicide and shit, dude. Like I was like straight up so fucking fucked mentally because of like I was like I felt like I had just destroyed
Wow.
my reputation with my kitchen because I had just done such a
A
stupid
faulty dish.
fucking thing, dude, just because I had one faulty dish
You
left
gotta
over.
learn though, man. You
I
can't.
gotta learn.
That's a little steep there, brother.
That's what I'm trying.
Like,
That's my point of saying. Like that's why I was like I realized I was like that's kind of, that mentality is super unhealthy, bro.
no, that is
And
100% not healthy.
like
Just,
being a
and
head
into the
chef
ravine.
straight up, dude. And like being a head chef at this last spot for
Can't
the
do
last
that.
2.5, 3 years. I mean, like I went through like my grandfather passing. I've had like fucking 4 or 5 friends in the last year just pass away like that for some reason, and I never had time to even like stop and think about anybody. And it like all came down on me one day, and I was just like, whoa. Like Candace, my lady, she was like, my upstairs neighbors thought that maybe they needed to call the hospital because I was throwing up so bad, and it was literally no drinking, nothing like that. I was just like emotional overflow. And after that, I decided
Wow.
I was like, no, I can't go back. Like I can't go back. I can't let myself get back in that headspace, and I can't let myself be
Right,
like
you
that
gotta
again.
have a clear, good conscience. You gotta have that stress free, mindset of everything. You can't
one Hundred
just
percent.
beat yourself up all the time over stuff like that. Yeah, it's just not healthy.
And I've noticed I do the same thing with the video game streaming. Like the last few like week or so. Well, it was my grandfather's anniversary passing last week, so like I've been in a fucked headspace the last week and a half, 2 weeks, you know.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, like I find myself coming into the same things, like setting up an event or something for my channel or like for something, and then if it doesn't go just right, I fucking like I get tilted and I flip, dude. And I realize I'm like I can't be doing that. Like if I'm the only one not having fun, then it's
Mhm.
me that's the fucking problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not my like planning on it and stuff. It's just me being the problem. So I still, yeah, I struggle with that shit still. That's kind of the point of this channel. But as much as it's going to become, hopefully, it's my goal is to have it as my source of living. Like make my living off of content creation and stuff. But also, I want to use the format as a way to bring awareness to the mental health of the culinary industry, dude, and like how, because like, and not just chefs, man. I mean, bartenders, fucking managers, almost get it the worst. Like management
Well, I
in
think just
culinary
everybody
almost
in
gets it the
general
worst.
has high levels of stress. A lot,
No, but
even
like the
even doing this gaming thing, you were talking about how you were having the stress,
yeah,
So
it's just
it
the
seems
natural
like,
stress of always feeling like you need to be fresh. Like I had a pretty good
mhm.
pop. I I put my head down and just straight up just went like 13, 14 hour, 15 hour, 16-hour days every single day last month to try to like just build the following, build the community. And then, now it's stalled a little bit. Not stalled, but, it's slowed down.
Yeah.
And naturally, like that's gonna happen naturally. But like, it took me a few days to finally like come to the mental arrangement of like, dude, you can't always be popping. You know what I mean? Like you want
Hmm.
to and work to, but like you're not always going to be. And so you kind of have to just fucking,
Take it easy, man. Just
dude,
go with it.
get
Take it
behind me,
easy.
Satan. You know what I mean? Like, get
Get
behind me, Satan.
behind me.
But yeah, man.
Ah,
I mean, I definitely want to. Like I actually I'll make the announcement on here, I guess. But I plan on setting up a like a fun a charity stream. Actually, I'm gonna be doing like a 24-hour charity stream. I think in like
oh
2 weeks
wow.
for just for mental health, and just basically every bit of donation that comes in is going to go into the U.S.
You
I
was
cannot remember the fucking charity's name right now, but probably should. But mental health company. That's where it's
okay.
going. Probably should. It's up in the air still. I haven't actually officially set it up with them or anything like that yet. So it's all kind of like I can throw up an email right now and get their name, but just
Okay.
I'm
So
just
you're
waiting.
gonna do a 24-hour mental health stream and
Basically,
kind of just game, and all the proceeds that you get from this little event is going to go straight towards some mental health organization to help
yes,
people out.
just to
Well,
help.
that's really cool, man. That's really exciting. That's something that, I think a lot of people, especially now, need, just to know that, mental health is a serious thing, everybody goes through it. No one's excluded, you know. Even the people that look like they're always on their A game are not, you know. They
That's
just have a
that's
mask on,
that's part of the
you
game,
know.
man. That's part of the game. Just don't
So
always look like you're fucking good.
it's really important to just be able to go and talk to people, go and talk to a therapist. You know, it's not a bad thing to do. We go to the doctors to go get our bodies, make sure our bodies are good. It's only befitting to do it for our mind and to make sure that we're just on our mental A game at all times,
100%.
you know. So that's really cool. That's really exciting, man. We'll
Thanks.
definitely try to put more information out with that so that way, you know, we can get some more donations for that and be able to put that out on the charity because that's
Absolutely.
really important. That's super important. That's really cool that you're doing that. That's something
Uh,
super cool.
yeah, my plan is to maybe start doing it once a month, like have one 24-hour stream a month, just to kind of keep maybe for a set amount of time, like because
Okay.
I'm not a young chicken anymore, dude. Like I'll need like a day off or 2 days off after a 24-hour stream. So like
Just asleep for 16 hours.
basically, dude, basically, dude. Well, dude, after this last month, because like basically my schedule for the last month was from noon to about 8 o'clock at night, and then I would take about a 3-4 hour break, and then come back at midnight and go till 4 in the morning every
Wow.
single day
Wow.
for a month straight.
I could not, with my work schedule, I could not stay up till 4 in the morning. I'd be
Only reason I'm
dying.
able to do it, dude, is because I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm trying to make all of this
Yeah, I
work,
still have that
Like,
9 to 5 job.
yep.
Coming in and clocking in, taking them
I
lunches.
I mean, and it's funny because like you gotta find time to do all that stuff too. Like I find myself in my streams, I'll look at the time suddenly and it's fucking like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I haven't even had my coffee yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like straight up,
Hmm.
dude. Like because usually my day's starting up. I'm waking up around like anywhere between like 6 and 7:30, and I just start watching the news or working on the channel or doing whatever. Just fucking
Hmm.
But I tend to not even think about food and shit until like
Yeah,
midnight.
you got to take a break for that mental game, and then you got to take a break for that stomach game. You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yes,
two
sir.
most important things in any gamer.
That's
Make
a
sure you
fact.
got your headspace good, and make sure you got your stomach space filled.
Hmm.
You know, we need high capacities for all.
That's true.
So
That's true.
that is definitely something that I would suggest everyone, and myself included, to do. You know, I do try to take at least an hour for myself and just try to meditate, pray, or whatever. You know, just get away from everything and everybody, and just get in my good zone, and then
Yeah.
come back and say hello, world. You know,
Yeah. No, I
so
fucking
it's
feel you
important to
on
do
that.
that. Important to
You
do
know,
that. Yeah.
it's really important. Yeah. And that's for anybody out there. Honestly, like if you're just having like one of those static days, and like a static day for me is like when you just can't even think. To the point where it's just fucking static in there, and you're just like
Oh yeah, I've had
about to
those
go into
times.
tears because you're just so frustrated with
Yeah, it
everything
looks
going on
like
around you.
those old television analog channels where you
Yes.
turn it to 0 and it's just the snowfall of black, white, and gray, and you're just like,
Hmm. Yep. One
yeah,
thing I've learned
I've
to
felt
that's
like
helped me
that.
a lot
You're gonna
is
feel like that at
accountability.
the end of your 24-hour session. Yeah, that's
Oh
definitely
no,
how
dude,
you're gonna
I
feel
feel like
like.
that at the end of
Yeah.
my normal day sessions. Like, because you gotta, I mean, dude, that's the thing, man. Like, like, you can sit there and stream and play video games all fucking day, and people will
I
watch. Well, I mean, like, people will watch you just playing games. But
hmm. Yeah, I watch you
with
all
my
the time.
channel, with my channel though, I try to keep myself engaged as much as I can. Like, I try to keep myself talking as much as I can. And bro, I did not ever. I mean, because I've been a chef for 20 years, dude. My job was to hide in a kitchen or in a dungeon and not talk to anybody. Like a quiet kitchen's a fucking efficient kitchen sometimes. So like, and there's that. And then I've realized like after like a 12-hour day of just fucking talking, dude. Like by the end of my day, I'm like talking like SpongeBob when he's drying out on a fucking table. You know what I mean? Like I just like, like straight up, dude. Like my like sign off's just like, well, okay, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that and then like I walk into the bedroom, and my lady is like fucking waking up. It's 4:30 in the morning, and she's like, "How's stream, baby?" And I'll just be like, it was fantastic. You know, like because my throat's literally drier than a mummy's dick. Like it's just fucking bad, dude.
Well,
Fucking
don't forget to hydrate there, Jimmy. You
so
gotta have that glass of
sweet.
water with you.
I do. Actually, I don't have it next to me right now, but I usually keep like one of those big fucking bottles of water.
Hmm. Hmm. I've been
Yesterday,
doing a liquid IV. Not a sponsor of us at all, but I love them. They taste great. Kind of taste it like Gatorade,
liquid IV.
but it's a powderized kind of hydration pack that you pour into a water, mix it up, and it helps hydrate you. And it tastes good. They have a citrus one that kind of tastes like the lemon lime Gatorade. You know, they have a couple of other flavors, I believe. And it's really good, and it helps you kind of just retain your water and make sure you're getting all the hydration you need. So that's always a fun thing to do. You know, there's also just drinking regular old water, which is bland, tasteless, and gross. And
Yep.
as much as our body needs it, I don't like bland, tasteless things. I like to
Yeah.
spice things up, and have
I'll
flavor.
I'll be honest. Mios were helping me drink water
Yeah,
for a while
Mios are
there.
another.
Those are
That,
fucking good.
those are cool.
I
Those
mean,
are
you put
super
enough of that
cool.
shit in your glass of water, dude. It's just like drinking Kool Aid, dude. It's just like drinking Kool Aid. I'm just like, mm-hmm. But with like the extra kick of like, it's also an energy drink. So like for
Right.
work, it was really good in the kitchen for me, man. I used to use Mios all the time.
Right. Oh, man, I'm really excited about that. So, do you have any information coming out on this Elite Dangerous? Any new updates or
Oh
anything
yeah,
about
I mean,
that?
there's actually been a ton of information that's been going out lately. But like,
Okay.
one of the big things is that they've got a brand new expansion coming out called Elite Dangerous.
Oh,
It's the Odyssey expansion, and they're finally taking you from the spaceship and putting you on the ground. So like
oh,
you're able to actually get out of your ship, and there's a full first-person shooter aspect to it.
first person or is it going to be third
I believe it's
person?
first person. I believe it's
Okay,
all first
okay.
person, but like you're gonna be able to actually like get out of your ship and walk around on the stations, walk around on the planets, go do settlements, go have fights. Apparently, you'll be able to board other people's ships. So like you and your buddies could effectively roll around in a single large ship and have like a boarding capsule, and you can like launch your buddies onto the enemy ship and have them like on there. Not confirmed. I have not. I will not say that I can confirm that, but I've definitely heard that.
Okay,
So that
okay.
particular thing right there is a heard, not confirmed. But
Heard not confirmed.
they have confirmed though that you will be able to fight other ships. So like effectively, if you know anything about
More
the game, like
PvP and more
well, like
bounty
exactly,
hunts.
they want to have full like cross of like ground vehicles, ground infantry, and spaceships and like air vehicles
So
all able to
large
combat
scale
at the same time.
warfare.
Yes,
They're like galactic type warfare.
yes. Like
That's
I mean, I'm thinking, and I am hoping I'm right. It's a theory. Like I said, I throw out theories all the time. But my theory on it is like, how cool would it be to have like a Star Wars S type battle where like you see like a bunch of ships fighting in the atmosphere above you while you're also like at a settlement on the ground and there's like ships
tossing a
breaking
grenade and
through.
shooting some laser beams. Oh yeah,
But
that's
you've got like ships that are breaking through the battle itself to get ahead and start like attacking the settlement that you and your friends are defending. So now you
whoa.
just like got the advanced party to deal with, and
That
like that would
is
be fucking
that is
cool.
that is beyond cool. That's extraordinary. That is exciting and revolutionary. If they can
I
really get that down,
Yes,
that
I
would
really hope that they
be
can.
just
One thing,
some of the latest gaming, first person and galactic warfare kind of type of gaming that we could possibly see.
it would be planet side on a bigger scale. I feel
Oh
like it would be
yeah.
planet side like on a way
Oh
bigger
yeah.
scale.
It take almost all massive, large scale warfare games that we have and put them all condensed together into one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be just rowdy. That would be
100%.
rowdy.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. To be honest, it is a $40 price point. But I know that sounds steep for an expansion pack. That's almost a full price game right there. But like,
That is.
what is happening with Odyssey is because of the fact that you're now going to be able to go onto like planets as a person. Like you can go on planets right now, but you go in your SRV. It's a rover basically. I think. Anyways, Surface Reconnaissance Vehicle is what I think it actually stands for, but I'm not sure. But because because you're going to be going onto the planet as a person, they need to actually increase the detail of these planets, and so they've decided that they've actually announced that they're going to be like right now all the planets you go onto are basically just dead fucking rocks. It's like going onto the moon with different fucking shades of color. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like what it feels like right now going on the planets. But then they're saying that they're going to be adding like full biomes, biology, like animals that are going to be like planet specific due to because there's full stats for planets. Like when you go through into a system and you scan a planet, it tells you percentile of what gases are in the atmosphere, percentile or like what type of volcanic, volcanic activities on this planet, all that stuff. And theoretically, they could technically use those stats and just toss it into a fucking, fucking RNG, fucking evolutionary fucking generator, basically, and just go, here's a basic cell. How would it evolve in these environments? And then at that point, you just, you could have infinite numbers of types of animals and biology that could be spawned onto a planet.
That's
Can it be
crazy.
done in a video game? I don't know. But like that's a theory of mine. I'm like,
That
it'd be kind of cool if they
you
did that
know
though.
that would
But
be kind of cool if they went through that. It might be hard though.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It would
All
be,
that data, that's gonna
dude.
be
It would be
a
rough.
huge game.
Yeah, yeah.
That
It's already a
would be
one for
a
one scale. It's a one for one scale of the Milky Way galaxy. It's literally our galaxy that we live in right now at scale. Like at scale. It's
that's
insane.
rough. That's
It's
rough.
big, dude. The
It's a
game's big.
that's a huge game.
Game's been out it's been out for I think 7 or 8 years, and less than 1% of the actual galaxy has been mapped and
Wow.
explored. Less than 1%, dude.
So
That's
more
fucking
people need to get in this game. More
oh,
people need to
and I think
start
they will, man.
exploring.
I think they will,
And
dude.
there's new content about to come out to make it even more worth it
Yep. $40
to join the
price
game.
point, but basically that was what I was actually getting at for the end of that statement, was just that it's a $40 price point, but they're literally remapping the entire galaxy. Like it's going to be a full new experience. They've already explained that if you don't have the Odyssey pack or expansion pack, you'll actually not be synced on a instancing level with anyone that's not, because Odyssey is actually at a different age group than the normal game. Elite Dangerous itself is PG-13. Odyssey is going to be emperor mature because it's a first person shooter.
Because of all the okay.
So because of that, you can go to the same planets as someone, but if you don't have the Odyssey expansion, you won't see them.
Okay.
You know?
Interesting. Well, that's exciting. That I'm gonna have to probably hop on that when they finally release that out. That sounds like some epic fun. And me and you love our battlefields and our
Bro,
battle fronts. So
bro,
to be able to combine these and make it even more epic is just
yes.
wow.
No,
Wow.
you are definitely one of my stream team members that I'm most excited about to get down with that game, dude. Like when you told me that your PS4 got like shot up,
Yeah,
basically,
I don't
I
know
was
what's
so
happening.
bummed, bro. I was
Hmm.
so bummed.
Yeah.
I
So
was
I'm gonna
like,
have to try to
damn.
see what I can do with this PS4, try to get back to working. I don't know quite what I'm gonna have to do, but I need to get back into it so I can get into this Odyssey because that just sounds like so much fun.
Yeah,
And
no, it's gonna be a good time, dude. And like, yeah, I think honestly, if someone new was to get into the game right now, right now is like the time to do it. Like this year, because of like all the hype that's going to be jumping into it, dude. The player base. I mean, I'll say this, man. Like the player base, from what I've noticed, I've run into more players in the last month since like a lot. Like it went up free for a little while on like a couple of things, and then it was $9 on like the PlayStation Network and Xbox Network and stuff like that. So like a shit ton of people just joined up. And when I started playing the game and streaming the game, like for the first month, I think I ran into like two other commanders. And now I literally am running into players every single place that I go to, including getting briefed every. I've got a great video where I went to that I haven't posted up yet, but I went to this like it's like a site where one of the ships like a ship has crashed, but it has a bunch of materials for your engineering to like increase your modifications for your ship. So I went there to go check it out. Whole cinematic thing happens, and like I'm not going to spoil it because I want people to see the video, but like basically another player was also there, but he was at a different part of where I was at. He was over the horizon. I couldn't see his ship. He flies up over the horizon, comes down, destroys my ship while I'm in my SRV, like just driving around, and yeah, stranded me on that planet. I had to self-destruct. I was like, but this is I will give this to the Elite Dangerous community, even the griefers. I'll say this. Every time I've been griefed, they private message me every single time, and they either tell me why I got griefed or they apologize. Like this last guy was straight up. I woke up the next morning to a message from him saying, "I'm sorry, I just could not contain myself. Had to blow up your ship." And I was just like,
You troll monster.
You
You troll.
"You fucking salt mining son of a bitch."
You
But whatever.
could have not, been that
It's
like
funny
that.
because the guys that I play with, a few of the guys that I play with, they're like, "Man, it seems like you just think everybody's out to get you." And I'm like, "Bro, like it's not that I think everybody's out to get me, but when I'm 400 light years away, and I get jumped in the middle of fucking nowhere, like no fucking space, nobody's around me. I'm in not civilized space at all. I get jumped specifically going to an Earth-like planet to scan it by a straight up ganker. Then when my party members are like, yeah, we're doing commodity trading, like we're, picking up a huge amount of goods that are worth a shit ton of money and flying them around, these are the systems we're in. I get back to my home system of Pick'em, and the same guy that fucking killed me is literally killing one of my homies in a system nearby Pick'em. There's no way this guy found him without fucking looking at my stream. Like, there's just no way. Like, there's literally no way. Like, there's no way.
I don't know.
I mean, the chances of this guy going directly to, he made it basically at the speed, by the time it took him to interdict him was the time it took me to get back all the way to my home system.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no way, but he didn't jump me. He jumped Thorax, which was a buddy of mine that was in a different system than even what I was in. So that would have meant that out of the billions of systems, that guy was able to pinpoint exactly where Thorax was in the galaxy and find him and kill him. Like that's a stream.
That's
snipe.
crazy.
That's gotta be a stream snipe. You know what I mean? Like there's just
Maybe.
I can't think of any mechanics in the game that would have allowed him to do it. Otherwise.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
Hmm.
Unless he just had you guys on lock.
True.
From the get-go, left from the port and just tailed you guys.
Well, that's the thing though, is I wasn't with them. I was 400 light years away, and he got me on my way back to the system where they were all at. He picked me up on that way, and then he was not around me though on my way back, because when I died, I got sent back to the 400 light year system that I had left at to try to go back home. So I had to start my journey all over again. And as soon as I got to Pick'em and I'm going into my station, my buddy gets jumped by the same exact dude. Like
it is a coincidence. There is something there. There is something there. That's too funny.
But that guy messaged me straight up. I mean, yeah, fuck you, dude, because he just goes, if you engineer yourself, you'll survive.
Okay.
I'm in a
cool, thanks.
Completely stripped down exploring ship with no guns or armor or even a shield. I mean, I don't think any engineering's gonna.
You were a sitting duck there, Jimmy. You were a sitting duck there.
I'm in an explorer ship. Like, I'm there to check shit out. I'm not there to fight. Like, fuck it. And like, that's the thing, dude. You don't run into gankers in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
you don't. That
That's
never
true.
happens. So you don't set up for that. And so, I don't know. I'm still convinced to this day that it was a stream snipe. But either way, it doesn't matter. Like, I've realized that's the risk I take as a streamer. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I can sit there and play private, and I have a private server that allows me to do so if I want to, which I have been using because I'm dying a lot and I'm becoming very poor in that game. But normally I try not to use like solo mode or anything like that because it kind of defeats the purpose for me. I'm like, you know what? Like, it sucks that I've been ganked so many times, but also like that experience I had at the crash ship, no one else in the world had that experience. No one else had another dude had a guy in an anaconda show up, blow up his ship, and strand him on the planet. No, everyone else just had the normal cinematic, got their engineering materials, and got to go home. Like I got to have this very specific situation where I had to kill myself in order to continue the game. I was literally stuck on that planet until I was going to run out. Basically, it's either I self-destruct or I wait 10 minutes for my fuel and my SRV to run out, and then I wait another 10 minutes for my life support to run out, and then I suffocate. And that's not gonna, that
It
doesn't
just
make good
blows.
content. That's not
That
great
just
content.
blows. That
Yeah,
just
that's
blows.
not great
That's
content.
just not fun.
That's just
Might be
walk
good
away. That's
content,
walk
but
away and
it
have a
just
Twitter
sucks.
too.
It's just humiliating. Just not
Yeah,
fun.
basically, man.
All
Oh
right,
man.
so it looks like we're out of time. It's been one whole hour. So if you want to do a shout out to where we can all find you, give us a little heads up on what platforms you're on.
Yeah. Right now I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a Twitch channel. I'm putting together a Facebook group. We've got a Discord. You can find that Discord through my Twitch channel itself.
I'm also on that Discord. I also joined up with it, so you can
Yes,
find me
yes,
on
yes.
there a lot too.
Yes, sir. We've got a lot of. I've set the Discord up to be mainly a community hub, so it's not so much. I mean, I'll post my streams on there to kind of link. I mean, if you're in the Discord, you're usually a follower of mine, so like I'll post my streams up there for people to see. But otherwise, it's mainly just a space for everybody to kind of just sit there, chit chat, and stop eating paper a little bit. Hey, like on the real, she's eating like a straight up pack of paper right now. Like, I wish I
She
could
needs
show
her
you this.
fiber. All right, she needs her fiber.
Anyways,
That's
but yeah, no. So I've got a couple of channels set up on there. I've got a DayZ channel for DayZ survivors to find each other and meet up. Battlefield, Battlefront, Star Wars in general, and then of course my most expanded group right now is my Elite Dangerous group that I've got on there. But like we're doing some fun stuff. I set up community events also through my Discord. Through
okay.
Elite Dangerous, I try to do Mamba. I've tried to create a group or a race of Mamba pod racing. So you take a shield off of your Mamba, which is like a super fast ship. You take your shield off and you basically strip it down to be as fast as fucking possible. And then you try to fucking fly it as close to the ground on a planet as fast or for as long as possible. And then you
That's
basically gauge who can go the farthest before they blow up. Like
wow.
basically.
Wow.
But there's that, which is fun. And then I've got a couple of canyon racing events coming up soon that I'm trying to kind of put together. It's a little difficult getting kind of like getting the hype up on it and stuff like that. But I think over a couple of weeks of kind of promoting it and stuff, it'll actually take off. And then of course SRV racing, which is using your little rovers. And I basically set it up where you can use your rovers at stations. So you just drop it at on a planetary city, and the cities have streets through them that wrap around them because they're circles. So I'll just run through and kind of track out a track for it, and then host it, and people can just come and fucking race their goddamn little rovers around. And I do time trials and stuff like that. So like we've currently got one person holding, which I believe it's T snipers.
1 second, Jimmy. 1 second.
Yeah. But either way, guys, that's where you can find me.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to pee so bad. I was trying to hold it, but that last little bit.
You are all good, buddy. No, I was just saying, I was just letting the viewers know. Yeah, no, that's where you can find me. I was starting to fall into a rant, dude. So that was a really good plug on that. So, dude, that's something I've realized, dude, is like once I continue, Shep.
Well, I was just asking like
again,
for you to just plug in, all your platforms, You're on Twitch, you're on YouTube, are you on Instagram? Yeah, Twitter,
I'm not on Instagram,
Facebook.
I'm not on TikTok. I'm afraid of TikTok. I think I'm too old for it. Instagram though, I am on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter under Hellfire TV is actually my Twitter handle.
Okay.
Hellfizzle Gym on YouTube and Twitch. Twitch is my primary channel. I do stream to YouTube, but I haven't in a bit. But I do actually stream to YouTube. Probably going to start doing that maybe once or twice a week. Just kind of split up the actual like content creation. I mean, I can send everything from my Twitch straight to YouTube, but I can also cut out the middleman and just stream straight to YouTube. So either one.
Yeah. Good.
But I do enjoy my Twitch community a lot. Actually, they're like they're a really really solid crew of guys. Like just the followers have been fucking legit. And real quick, shout out to my boy Bo Bentley, Corporal Irish, and Beatcake Gaming. Thank you guys. They're all fucking great. They're fucking fantastic streamers.
Okay.
They're all on Twitch. You guys should check them out. I'm throwing that little shout out too because they've all been so incredibly helpful for me, and like they've done, they've rated my channel back when I needed for more views, like all that stuff. And like any way I can kind of give back to these guys, I always try to. So.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So we know where to catch you at. I'm pretty much only primarily on YouTube. Don't have much uploaded, but we're gonna start uploading a lot. So get a lot of content out there. So I'm pretty excited for that. But thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hellfizzle Gym. We'll probably do this again next weekend, and hopefully we'll upload this one as soon as possible, so that way all the viewers can watch it. Because I hope.
Start getting it going.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm having fun. This is just what me and you have always grown up on, just kicking back and just talking. So this is just kind of normal for us. We're just now recording it, so
exactly.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and hit the like button and the bell notification so that way you know when we're all going to be doing this again. All right, we'll see you on the next one.